What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for the grand finale of the Marvel Netflix series, Jessica Jones Season 3, and holy fuck! Or is my review only out a month after the series finished there? Holy shit, that has to be a world record for me as of late. Because y'all know how tardy I was on Jessica Jones Season 2, Luke Cage Season 2, Iron Fist Season 2, and Daredevil Season 3. I was in The Punisher Season 3, or Season 2. I was tardy as hell with those series, so apologies for that. But hey, at least I'm on time for the grand finale, ladies and gentlemen. I still plan on doing my Season 5 review of Gotham someday. Hopefully, I was actually thinking about doing this, but actually, one thing before I gotta jump right into this, guys, I'm actually going. I'm gonna be releasing this video on Wednesday, tomorrow. When I do, by the time it is up, I'm actually on my way. I'm on a 2-day road trip all the way from Ridgecrest, California, all the way to Humboldt to check out the college there, because that's where I plan on going for my film degree. Pretty cool school. They literally, the school is right next to a forest, so you know that's perfect for horror movies. And y'all know I'm a big guy for horror, so it sounds like a win-win for me. And plus, the guy that actually the creator SpongeBob actually went there. I found that out. I was like, oh, holy shit! The creator SpongeBob, when this man made my childhood, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, but you guys also know that Wednesdays is when I also which of course is which of course that's when the new comic books issues drop. And so hopefully there might be a delay in that one, or you guys might see a completely different angle, because I'll probably have to use my new laptop's webcam for those, because my mom's only allowed me to bring one of my laptops. I can't bring both of them, which I use my other one, my older one, that's pretty beaten down because it's a far better camera. It's it's 720p and 6x9. The other one is 480p and 4x3. Yeah, ugh. I don't even know how it's impossible. This thing has a fingerprint scanner, but it can't have at least an HD camera and 16x9. That legit makes no fucking sense to me. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to get through my comic before I leave. I'll try to wake up early just so you guys don't have to look at some 4x3 bullshit. At the very least, I'll get Powers of X done. I want to at least get Powers of X, because I know it's going to be like the big one for next week at least, because you know the big stuff was going on with that one, or I guess it's called Powers of 10 now. But I want to at least get that was the best step, so I'm going to try and wake up extra early tomorrow, just hopefully I can get through them all. Hopefully I can. But I'll have to wait and see. Anyway, enough of me talking about my channel, giving you guys a little update on what's happening with those comic reactions. So you guys see, if you guys see like some shitty quality in those comic reactions, that's why. So yeah. Anyway, so what did I overall think of Jessica Jones Season 3, the grand finale of the Marvel Netflix series? I fucking loved it, man. Oh my god, was it such an amazing season. Now, some of you might be like, Glenn, Daredevil Season 3 was fucking fantastic, man. Does Jessica Jones reach those same peaks? And I would say no. It comes close, but I don't say this is as good as Daredevil Season 3 was. It's an amazing season, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say it's on the same level as what happened with Daredevil. And actually, one other I gotta tell the ending real quick. They actually end this series on a really good note, like a surprisingly conclusive ending. I thought because this was Season 3 and when they were filming this, it was just Jessica Jones Season 3, not Jessica Jones, the final season. I was expecting them to do what happened with Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Daredevil, where they would set up and never have a Season 4 that will never happen, or a Season 3 that will never happen. But just like The Punisher, it's a conclusive ending. They don't set up anything for a future season, which I found that kind of shocking, and it leaves on a pretty high note, and it doesn't leave you going like, man, I wish we knew what's going to happen in Season 4. No, they don't. They just end the series rather conclusively, which I gotta give them props. I don't know if they went back and did some reshoots when there was announced the series got canceled so they can have a better ending. I don't know. I don't know if this was planned from the start, or they did some reshoots just to make sure the ending was a little bit better, and doesn't set up for a Season 4 that will never happen. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, I'm happy. Let me see. Yep, let's just jump right into this. So, let's start with the cast. So the cast includes, of course, Christina Ryder, Eka Darvell, and as far as newcomers, we got Benjamin Walker, Jeremy Bobb, and, of course, many more. So, and the plot of Jessica Jones Season 3 is that, of course, obviously takes place after the events of Jessica Jones Season 2, and we see a lot of what happened in the aftermath in that season here in the forefront. Of course, in Season 2, Trish killed Jessica's mom. And from here, we see a lot of the aftermath where Jessica is still very hurt by that and still kind of angry at Trish for what she did, for obvious reasons. I mean, she did kill her mom. And we of course see, Trish becoming Hellcat, which of course also has the tried and true let us put her in the original costume, then shit on it, as we've seen in all the previews of their Netflix series. Which, I don't mind those jokes. I think they're kind of funny. But, I remember Godzilla Mendoza tweet, I was like, oh, they use the same joke, and man, did it get tired real fast. And I'm like, I actually like the joke. I think it's kind of funny, So I bet this now. So, of course, like I mentioned before, Season 2 set up a lot of stuff for Season 3 that I'm sure not only made me interested in Season 3, but it made us all, of course, like we already mentioned about Jessica and Trish. But we also saw Malcolm was going to join Jerry and her firm. And we see what that has happened to him. And I'll talk more about Malcolm and Jerry in a second because, and what happened to you, Malcolm? And of course, while this is happening, we get introduced to the new villain of the series, Gregory Salinger. Oh my god, do I have some stuff to say about him? And the plot, and that's pretty much the basic gist you got. And of course, there's this whole stuff, and there's a bunch of other stuff that goes on, but that's the main plot. It's just dealing with the aftermath of Season 2, mostly focusing on the relationship between Trish and Jessica, with the mixture of the new villain, Gregory Salinger, in there, which, So, let us talk about my positives with the film, or the series. But, anyway, so my main, plot, first off, the cast. Christina Ryder does an amazing job as always as Jessica Jones. Rachel Taylor, amazing as Trish, man. Oh my god, there was so, like, legit, both of these two brought their fucking A game for this series. To the point where I legit couldn't tell you which one I liked more, because with Trish, there's a lot of going on between her, with what happened with her and Jessica in Season 2, her finally getting the powers that she got in Season 2, becoming Hellcat, trying to make the world a better place, everything that happened that's going on with her mom, which, she's still a bitch. Even in Season 3, after everything said that, she's still a bitch. She's still, all she cares about is about like, oh Patsy, legit. What mother calls their kid by their stage name, Patsy, instead by their real name, Trish? She was great. And of course, Carrie Anna Marie Moss, who, by the way, played the first lesbian in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Jerry, back in when did Season 1 come out? Let me think. 2015. So Tessa Thompson, you're about a decade late. Or no, not decade. What am I saying? You're about 4 years late. Excuse me. I don't know why I said a decade. I think got my years confused. But yeah, Marvel be like, oh look here, and you might say, oh, but Glenda, Jerry is not a superhero. Yes, she is. Her superpower is being a conniving bitch. That's her superpower. She's great because we learned in Season 2 she has ALS, and we really see the aftermath and the toll that's had on Jerry. And my god, is this woman bring a fucking eggy? Because legit, those three women, all three about their game, I couldn't tell you which one was my favorite out of the three. Because with Jerry, we see the aftermath of the ALS, with her body slowly with her body just slowly decreasing as she's slowly dying, and there's just so many cool stuff with Jerry. Like if you thought Jerry was a conniving bitch back in Season 1, Season 2, oh boy! In Season 3, she is it's even worse in Season 3. She is the most conniving she's the most conniving she has ever been than she has been in Jessica Jones Season 3. And Malcolm, holy shit, Malcolm, fam, what happened to you? Eka Darvin does an amazing job as Malcolm. Like, there was this one, like, my god. Jerry's conniving bitchery really ended up rubbing off on Malcolm, because my man Malcolm does some dark shit. There's this one scene where he is where he's in Trish's apartment. I won't go into details, and she's like getting sued or something, and the lawsuit ended up, and the demand, or like the payment ended up getting lowered significantly. And then he tells him how he managed to do it. I won't go into any details of what he did, but let's just say that Malcolm crossed the line, man. He did something really shit. He really did some fucked up shit, man, to get that number down, man. And he does some other shit. Yikes. And I posted it on my socials back when I first started watching the series, man. It was some crazy stuff. I was like, what happened to you, Malcolm? I won't go any spoilers because I don't want to spoil you if you guys have not seen the season yet. But man, was it fucking crazy. Anyway, so the cast themselves is always got to bring out. Let's move on to some of the new characters we got that were introduced in the series. We had the new character by the name of what the hell was his name? Eric, he's like he's pretty much the new love interest in the series. From season 1 it was Luke Cage, season 2 it was that Hispanic guy, I forget his name, and season 3 it's this guy, which actually they end up getting written off in the series like in the first episode. Like the little kid appears again in the second, like the first episode, but then they're written off, and I wasn't a big fan of that, especially the way how they were written off, which I will get to that in a second. That was like one of the main little negatives I have in the series, the season. Well, he was great. Him and Jessica had some amazing chemistry. He was just a joy to be around. He's this guy who actually has this, you guys know, if you guys have seen Unbreakable, you guys know that actually Bruce Willis's character, I forget his name. I should know him because Unbreakable is an underrated masterpiece, but I can't remember his name. Yeah, I'm not even try to remember it. But anyway, we know that when he touches someone, especially if they're like evil, he can see what they have done, or at least get like a feeling of what the evil actually done. Of course, in the movie you get these black and white flashbacks with like the color of their outfits or the color there, and he sees what the crimes they've committed. He is kind of the same thing, similar, only instead of him feeling something, he gets headaches. As he's closer to them, his headaches get worse and worse and worse. And if he's like with someone really evil, like what happened with Salinger, the man starts getting nosebleeds, hella migraines, or blood starts coming out of his eyes. So if this man went to prison, oh my god, he wouldn't last 5 seconds. And we also got, of course, there's a new villain, Salinger himself. My god, is he fucking fantastic in this series. Holy shit. Jeremy Bobb does such an amazing job. Like, if you ask me where I would rank him among the rest of the MCU Netflix villains, easy number 3. Right behind Codmouth and Wilson Fisk. Right beneath us, because my god, it's like the first time we get to see him, he is very stern, serious. Just commands the screen. Every time he's on screen, he always has a command present. When he talks, you fucking listen, man. And then he's like on the phone where he's like on top, he's like, please help, and he like changes completely, man. It was really weird to watch. And my god, I gotta say, this Jeremy Bobb guy, my god, is he a fantastic actor. This man deserves a fucking Emmy. Like, holy shit, man, it was some great stuff, man. Like, out of the new people that got after, he was one of my favorite of the new characters that got introduced in season 3. My god, was he such an interesting villain. And when we get into more of his past, what he does, I won't go into any details for spoiler reasons. But man, is he an interesting villain, man. Man, was he such a joy to watch, man. He dominates the screen much as Shaves did in Luke Cage, man. He was that dominating. Or Wilson Fisk in Daredevil, man. He had that much of a dominating presence on screen, man. It was a joy to watch, man. It was some good shit. What else did I love? Jerry. Let me get back to Jerry. So we see and we also mentioned how Jerry, we see the effects of ALS taking over her, and we also taking over her. And there's scenes where you almost feel sympathy for her, but of course, with how much of the shit Jerry does, and there's this one thing where she finds, where she rekindles an old flame because she's dying. She finds one of her ex-girlfriends she knew like back in high school, and she pulls some strings to get her back. Man, it was some weird stuff, man. Whenever you see Jerry kind of struggle with her ALS, like there was this one scene she had with Jessica around the beginning of the series when she got those like Russian pills. That was some pretty interesting shit. My god, like I mentioned before, what was her name? What was her name? Carrie Ann Moss. My god, she's just fantastic, man. Like, when those scenes happen, when you really see the ALS taking over, or really see the ALS, man, like I mentioned before, it almost makes you feel sympathy for Jerry Keyword almost, because you almost feel bad for her for what she's going through, man. But of course, how much you can bitches, it never really lasts long. Jessica, I mentioned, but like I gotta tell you this one scene. Now season 2, Christina Ryder may brought again. In season 3, she does seem like there's this one scene where she's in front of this mirror, and she's just sitting there. She has her clothes on and everything, and she's desperately trying not to cry. And you can see her trying to hold back the tears. But of course, they had to, some of them falling anyway. It was just such an emotional scene to watch. Man. The cinematography, I also got to say, was fantastic. I wouldn't say it's Daredevil season 3 good, but man, like there was this one scene where Jerry is on the phone with like some reporters, and the camera, it starts out in a pretty zoomed out wide shot. It's like you can see most of the room. But while she's talking, she's like, I will fight for it. The camera slowly zooms in closer and closer in on Jerry. And man, did it look fucking cool. Oh my god, that looked amazing. Whoever was cinematographer for that episode, I tip my hat to you, sir. What else? What else can I praise about this series? Like I already mentioned, the villains. The music was great. Still keeping up with that, that jazz noir feel. I love it. The narrations of Jessica Jones. It's great. Oh, one other thing I mentioned. There's about 4 episodes total, or really 2, where actually we see the same events from 2 different perspectives. In like the first 2 episodes, we see them we see the first episode's events from Jessica's perspective, and then we see those same events from Trisha's perspective, and what happened with her. And what she was doing, and we also get a little bit of, like, it takes place a little before that, so we get some more context of what she was doing. And I found those, and I find shit like that really interesting when you see the event of something from one perspective, and then you see those exact same events from another perspective. I love it when like movies or video games do that kind of shit. So I love to hear Jessica Jones. The pacing was pretty good as well for these scenes, and then around the end of the series they did the same thing, which was also real. It's always cool when you see the same stuff from alternate perspectives, man. I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. I always think that's kind of cool. So yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool. Let me see what else. I already mentioned the cast. I already mentioned the cinematography. I already mentioned the music. I mentioned everything, man. This series was just and the villain, man. There was just so much good with this series, man. That man, was it just enjoyable to watch. And if you're wondering if how this is as a culmination of the Marvel Netflix series, if you're expecting like a bunch of cameos from the Defenders, they're not here. Only one of them makes an appearance. Rand also gets name dropped. The Raft also gets name dropped as well. So for all you people saying no, the Netflix series are canon, they canon. They also name dropped Captain America again here in season 3 in the first episode. And yeah, that's about all I can say in positive without just repeating myself or just going into straight up spoilers. And so let's get into this. Since there was actually a bit of a time gap for me when I watched this, because I watched most of it, then I took a huge break from it because I was working on some other videos that took up most of my time. But at that point I was already at episode 11, so the only problem I remember having was that I don't like how the characters from season 2, the family, the Hispanic family with the dude and his kid, I don't like how they were written off. Because, okay, so we see the kid, he makes an appearance in like the first episode, he's like talking to Jessica, asking like, hey, why don't you join us for dinner and stuff. But after that, the dude comes in there saying like, hey, I found someone, so, don't think it's awkward if we ever meet each other like the elevator or something. And then he's just written off completely. We never see him again, ever. Even when shit hits a fan with Jessica, or one thing I say, I love how this show calls out SJW Marvel. Like, there's a scene where Salinger is arrested, or was arrested, but he wasn't arrested for long. And the maid is interviewing him, and he says, "Oh, I don't know, maybe Jessica Jones thought I was an easy target, a white single male. Maybe she's some feminist vindicator." I laughed my ass off because I was like, man, they just straight up calling out SJW Marvel with that line, and I fucking love it, man. That was some great shit. So yeah. Back to what I was saying. My own name series, I didn't like how those guys were written off. I thought it was just kind of stupid. Like, at least with Luke Cage season 2, when some of the characters got written off, it didn't at least make sense because they were moving in different. They were moving to, like, the guys are still in the same apartment complex as Jessica, but yet even when she gets a fan with her, they never go and say hi or at least the kid. I didn't like that. I thought that was a cheap cop out there, man. So yeah, that's about all I gotta say with Jessica Jones season 3. I'm gonna give you guys my final verdict. Like always, I'm gonna jump right into the spoilers discussion because man, just some crazy shit happened. So overall, I give Jessica Jones season 3 a 10 out of fucking 10, ladies and gentlemen. Which means the Marvel Netflix series has a perfect record. Nothing but 10s. Daredevil season 1, 10. Jessica Jones season 1, 10. Luke Cage season 1, 10. The Iron Fist season 1. The Defenders, Punisher, all of them were 10 out of 10 verdicts. Which man, I gotta say, that's an achievement right there. That is an achievement right there. And yeah, it sucks that the Marvel Netflix series are now done, man. Like, I don't want to see these series go because they were so good. I don't know how the Disney Plus series are gonna go. Will they be as good as the Marvel Netflix series? I doubt it. Or not really. I don't. I'm not gonna hold my hopes up for the same quality, but I bet they're gonna end up being pretty good. Will they be Netflix good? I'm not sure. Hopefully they will. I would love them to be because Marvel TV. Cloak and Dagger is really the only good show they got there because I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't watch. And yeah, Cloak and Dagger is the only one they got left, man. That's like the only one I really like or love, I should say. So yeah, but I don't think I'm ready to fully say goodbye to the Marvel Netflix series. So I think I'm going to make one more video. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is me ranking all of the Marvel Netflix series from worst to best. Or I should say, from masterpiece to the second coming of Christ. Now, this is not a video I'm going to be working on really soon, because honestly, I plan on rewatching Daredevil season 1, 2, and Jessica Jones season 2, Iron Fist season 1, and maybe Luke Cage season 1, and The Defenders maybe, before I record that video, because I want to refresh my memory on those seasons. I will refresh my memory on those seasons. So yeah, now we're going to get into the spoilers discussion, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, click on the video if you have not seen Jessica Jones season 3. You have. You ready to talk about spoilers? Let's just jump right in. So let's talk about the first main one that just had me jumping for joy. So I mentioned before how only one of the Defenders makes an appearance. That was Luke Cage, and when I saw Luke Cage, I lost my shit. Because you guys know, I loved Luke Cage season 2. It was my favorite of the Netflix series. And when that ending, when I saw Luke Cage wear the suit, I was like, okay, this takes place after the events of Luke Cage season 2. And I was hoping and praying that maybe we might see something with Luke Cage. Maybe Luke Cage would help her out the rest of the episode. He's just a glorified cameo. I was kind of disappointed when he was just a glorified cameo, where he just said, "Hey, you should probably take Trish to the rack because she's getting out of control because she keeps killing criminals." And Jessica isn't having that. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed, but the next big one, which really was Trish's mom actually gets killed by Salinger, and that's the scene when we get around to her funeral where Jessica Jones puts on her clothes, and she's in the mirror, and she's desperately not trying to cry, and she's holding back the tears. That'll see, and then we see that same kind of scene from Trish's perspective, and it was some great shit there too. One thing I found interesting is that, first off, when she died, I did not feel an ounce of sympathy or remorse. I was like, damn, man, I can't believe she's dead. I was like, whatever, because I didn't like her, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. We all didn't like her. We all didn't like how she only cared about Trish's career and not about Trish herself. But just look what happened to her in those flashbacks back to season 2. And I gotta mention the flashbacks here. Like, if there's one series, if Jessica Jones does one thing better than all the Marvel Netflix series, it's flashbacks. The flashbacks back in season 1 were pretty good when we really got some of the Killmonger of Luke Cage. The ones in season 2 where we saw how some of Jessica Jones' younger years with her mom, how she got removed the dragon, and what happened with Trish. Ooh man, that was some crazy stuff. Here they focus on Trish and her mom's relationship. We get more of an in-depth look at what their relationship really was, what happened to her back in her childhood. And we see, even when she was a child, Trish's mom was very hard on her, and acting like she was like their last ditch hope because by this time her parents were divorced. The dad's I forget the exact word, child care, or I forget the exact term. It's slipped my mind right now. The comparative parent goes, so she was like really hard on Trish, get better, like no, don't do this, don't do that. And there were scenes where Trish's mom was being pretty much like kind of like almost a bitch to Trish and being way too hard on her. And I'm like, And this is after she dies. I'm like, you know, when someone has flashbacks, that's meant for, after their character dies, that's meant for you to reminisce and say, hey, maybe she wasn't that bad person, or just reminisce on girls all the time. They just made you hate her even more, and I'm like, are y'all trying to make me hate her more? And I like they did it, because it ends up playing a factor into what happened later. Because there's this one scene where you really see her manipulation, where she says, where you say, you owe, like, I forget the exact words. But she said something along the lines of, where she says, you owe us, or you owe us, and she's like, she's like, I think the word, but she's something along those lines where she makes Trish realize that she has has to give something, or that she owes the world something for her talents, like, you know, and you need to give it back. I forget the exact words. I forget the exact words. I might put them in like the description or something of the exact line if it comes back to me. But when I saw that scene, if you guys seen season 3, I was like, you fucking bitch. How dare you put that on here? How dare you add that little guilt trip to your daughter, be like, you gotta do this, you know, this is for you, you gotta, you know, you owe this to the world. And she's like, do I owe this to you? And that scene, man, and then how they played into the last episode where Jessica says, this self-righteous bullshit, you've had that, your mom put this inside you, it was always there. It first came out when you killed my mom. I was like, oh, yo, like, that was some interesting stuff right there, man. I thought that was cool. You know, with everything, and then there was, what else? What other major shit happened in season 3, man, that I want to really talk about? I already mentioned the Luke Cage cameo. I guess I can talk about Jerry. So Jerry's relationship, or let me talk about Malcolm. So Malcolm, when she finds out Trish, and Trish asked, you know, how she do it, and she said that he found the dude, did some dirty work, did some deep diving, and found any dirt. He finds out that he has his kid, but it isn't his kid, and so he tells him, while he has the kid on the phone, I was like, Malcolm, you calm down, man. He has him on the phone. He's like, did your dad ever tell you how much of a bastard he is? And his dad is literally on the verge, just crying like, don't do it. He's begging and pleading. And Malcolm was just sitting like, take down the money, lower the money. And I'm like, and like I mentioned before, he has the kid right on his phone. He's literally calling him. He's literally on the other line. And while this is all going down, I'm like, Malcolm, chill. Man, you can, like I mentioned before, you can really see the conniving bitchery that Jerry, you can really see it rub off on Malcolm. That plays a huge role into what he goes through in season 3 when he finally realizes, like, holy shit, what have I become? I need to get the fuck out of here. You know, and he kind of goes back to working with Jessica. What else? I guess I gotta talk about Jerry. Jerry, we find out that, where I mentioned before, she's trying to rekindle an old flame with like an ex-girlfriend she had, which she ended up cheating on back in high school. She tries to rekindle. By that, she tries to get rid of her husband that she has. She's trying to get into a relationship so she can have her, and she finds out he ended up having like sex with like his, you know, students, and like, you know, the money he put into like this fundraiser was all bullshit, and he used it for himself, and, you know, he ended up killing himself in the process, man. It was some crazy, and you really just see how much of a conniving bitch Jerry really is, man, how far she'll go to get what she wants. And like I mentioned before, when we do get to those scenes in ALS, like there's this one scene where she falls down after what's her name's son tells her, you know, kind of like knock some cookies or whatever out of her hand, and you like she starts seeing her hand shake, or a bunch of other times when you really see the ALS taking an effect on Jerry. It almost makes you feel bad for her, and what's her name's Carrie's acting is almost fantastic. See, like, she brings her A game for those scenes, and the scene where Jerry legit asked Jessica to kill her by having her take these Russian pills, because she's like, I might die, so I might as well just do it now. And Jessica, she has some fun with it. She's like, oh yeah, why don't I just like shove the whole bottle in your mouth? And she's like, you know, she's like, how long is it? And Jerry's like, Joe, stop it. That whole scene, like I think it was like in episode 3, was some great stuff. And the soul film with Salinger, with his backstory about his, like, you know, wanting to get their truth from the kids when he takes photos of them, and the crime scene when what he did to Jessica's mom, or to Trisha's mom. It was some crazy shit, man. It was some really crazy shit. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's about it I gotta say for Jessica Jones season 3, man. It was without a doubt probably my 3rd favorite season out of all of them. I loved it. So tell me down below, guys, what y'all thought of the series. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What y'all thought of it? So yeah, Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like it. The links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
You